Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Frank Musolino, the owner of Craft Hair Studio.
Co-owner.
Co-owner.
Brooke, my wife, is also owner.
Okay, the real boss.
The real boss.
Me and Frank have been trying to get together for like probably 2 years now to do a video and a podcast, and finally we got a chance to do it. And one of the topics me and him always speak about, because we call each other for either advice or just a vent, is how easy it must be today. I don't know if the word easy is right, but how easy it is to build your book today.
For sure.
Like the kids today have Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok. You have email marketing lists. There's just so much.
Bumble Best Friend, I heard. There's a Bumble Best Friend. You can go on there and market if you need models.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know that either.
For sure.
And when me and Frank were coming up doing hair, we had to go like to bars and hand out business cards, write your name on the back of a business card, give it to 3 people. When they get them back, you get a discount. And it's just really fun to think about how this industry has progressed. And not just that, but the respect I think that people get in this industry. Because when we were going to high school and we wanted to go to hair school, people were like,
"What are you doing?"
Hair school.
We're going to college. I'm going to Villanova.
Yeah.
I'm going to...
And I think there was a stigma, like it wasn't a profession. And it's changed a lot.
For sure.
You know, you have makeup artists that are making themselves several $1,000s a weekend.
For sure.
Just doing wedding parties.
Absolutely.
What do you find the biggest obstacle today, though, that the new generation of stylists have trying to build a book? Like they have all these opportunities, like they have everything at their fingertips today.
Right.
Do you think it almost does them a disservice because they're lacking the social skills because
they're always on their phones, they're always on this device, instead of being outside talking to people one-on-one, right?
Yeah.
So they kind of now lack in social skills. So where we would go to bars and, you know, our old boss Armin, God rest his soul, would say, bring a card, bring a lot of cards, you know, talk to girls, talk to guys,
oh my God,
give them their card.
That was one of the biggest things for doing hair. You just talk to girls.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God, I love your hair.
That's the reason why I started. My dad worked at owned a pizzeria. I worked there. I would see everybody at Salon D come out, look beautiful, smell great, and I was like, I want to be there. They're making money. You know, people. You know, the stylists are driving with great cars. Yeah. I want that.
Gucci shoes, Rolex watches.
Right. Life has changed, and I don't want that anymore. However, at the time, it was great. Yeah. So we started. You know, I said, I'm going to do hair. I don't want to be in a smelly pizzeria my entire life.
No, it was a good move, though.
But we all went to bars together, right? Yeah. We all hung out together. We brought cards. We talked to girls. Bartenders were guys, girls, and we gave them our cards.
And we knew how to communicate with them behind the chair. One of the things that you just brought up a good point was they could get the customers to come in the door. A lot of people can. You know, they're good at editing photos now. Technology is amazing, where they can literally take a 20-second video and make it look like it was a Paramount production.
Correct.
However, when the client gets in their chair, they just don't know what to talk about. There's no depth in the conversation, and I feel like you have to learn how to communicate, whether it's reading books. There's a deeper conversation that you can have to keep your clientele. You can get them in the door. That's awesome. But half of this business after that is keeping them. So if you're doing great hair, that's one thing. But if you're not able to make that client feel comfortable, make them feel welcome and want to come back, that's half of the equation. One of the examples I give is doing hair is like a picture of a pie chart, right? 50-50. Half of it's talent and skill. The other half is personality. Now,
I'm going to say 80. I'm going to say 20-80. 20 in the beginning. 20% is talent and skill. 80% is personality.
But here's the deal: it's 100% of that pie chart, right? So you have to make up for the lack of talent and skill and experience by being such a great personality, very likable, super nice. Now, what happens though? This younger generation, they're lacking that personality. You don't have the experience yet. So that pie chart's not 100%. You're like 20% talent and you're like 40% personality. 60% of that puzzle is missing. Yeah. So that's the reason why some of these younger stylists aren't able to keep that clientele or build a book like we were able to in the old days.
True.
So, I mean, do you ever coach your staff on like the 4 agreements or how to win friends and influence people? Any books? Do you ever like?
I don't. I just tell them that what we're talking about now is that you have all this at your technology at your hands. I didn't, and I made it. You made it.
Yeah.
They should be making it just as fast, if not faster.
You know what's great is I got into this. I've been in and out of hair. Like Frank has pretty much been through it from the get-go. Me and Frank went to hair school together.
We did.
We had a lot of good times, great times. I went to the Marine Corps. I came back out. I said I would never do hair again, but I loved it. And Frank has been steady all the way through. Phenomenal hairstylist. So much, just a wealth of knowledge in every aspect of just the business and the craft itself. And I felt like when I got back into it again, I had that old school mentality, right? The ability to speak and communicate and customer service, which is another thing is they lack. They feel like getting someone to drink is beneath them. But I was pretty savvy with Facebook and the technological end of it because I ran an online website before this. So I knew how to market online. And I was able to build my book from literally nobody. I was doing like 400 a week. And then I was booking 4,000 a week within 6 months off Facebook ads. Yeah. Consistently. That's great. It has not stopped since then. Yeah. So it will work. However, had I not had the customer service, which is huge, and the personality to fill that other half of my pie chart, right? Because I just got back into hair again. I was missing some of that talent. It took me a little while. And here's the deal. A lot of young girls need to understand. Good marketing makes a bad product fail faster. So you have these girls who are amazing, right? They take amazing pictures.
And guys.
And guys, yeah. And guys who want to be girls. Like it could be anyone. So like the picture on Instagram they put out and the video they put on TikTok, they look like Vidal Sassoon, but they're not able to execute when that client walks in the door. So, which is another thing that blows my mind. Dude, we didn't have videos. No, nothing. We had nothing. Like, what do we have? We had nothing. Like, we had a business card. That's it. If you go to Japan, and this is what I hear because I worked with a Japanese guy. He said, when you give a business card to a person, you actually give them with 2 hands and you bow. That is the most respectful way to do business. That's how they do it. We don't do any of that. And I tell every new stylist today with a new client in their chair, did they buy product? If they didn't buy product, I think it's I don't know how the percentage is, but if they did buy a product, I think the percentage of them coming back is 90%. Yeah. If they buy 2 products, I think the percentage of them coming back is like 96%. If they didn't buy product, I think the percentage drops like 60%. And then I said, did you give them a card? If they didn't give them a card, I get on their case because I think that's very important. It's very respectful. So they go to work the next day. They say, their coworkers, their peers say, oh my God, your hair looks great. What is the girl's name? I honestly don't remember. But I have her card or his card. So it's super important. All right, so here's the new school age of that. They're going to give them their Instagram. Correct. Follow me on Instagram. Oh, correct. Instagram handle, yeah. You know what I mean? So there is a counter to what you're saying. However, the card is something physical and tangible. Correct. It's like, you know how like people get a handwritten card and it means the world to a girl, like for anniversary or whatever. For sure. I can say happy anniversary, but if you write your wife a beautiful handwritten note, they like that a lot. It means a lot. So, however, I have their Instagram handles on the card. Yeah. So it's very beneficial. For sure. And you put a QR code. You can scan it now. You could do so much stuff now. Oh, videos. So when I was speaking about videos, I was not talking like TikTok videos. I'm talking about educational videos. Oh, educational videos. Well, oh my God. We had fucking nothing. Nothing. So I used to, and this is a crazy story. You can ask my brother Steve, my older brother. I used to go out to bars, probably with this guy, get hammered, come home, munch on whatever we had in the kitchen, and then literally put in Vidal Sassoon VHS tapes in the VCR. My brother would be up studying for his CPA exam, and I would sit there and watch Vidal Sassoon tapes with that terrible music in the background, hammered, drunk, and like eating whatever I was eating. And we would sit there and watch them. Like, that's what we had. And I would watch that over and over again. And you'd pay like, I don't know, hundreds of dollars for this 10 pack of Vidal Sassoon videotapes. Now you go on YouTube, type in anything in the search engine, and it's at your fingertips. And you can subscribe to like all these different stylists for $9 a month. Yeah. And get all their techniques. Yeah. Dude, but they give it away. It's free on Instagram. It drives me crazy. I walk into my break room and the girls at work are watching that Vietnamese guy that Instagram guy. Which one? Some random Vietnamese guy who doesn't even speak English and he just sings numbers. No, he sings numbers. Yeah. He's like, number 2, number 3, number 4. I'm like, why the hell are you guys watching this when you can be watching Everybody
balayage,
cutting techniques,
graduated bobs.
styling. How to,
right.
And I tell them all the time, my biggest pet peeve, or whatever, because we have lots of pet peeves, I can't take photos right.
Yeah.
You go to the Apple store.
I'm a terrible photo taker.
Me too. Do you want to picture? I take a picture of almost every client. I post one a week because the rest suck.
Yeah, me too.
The pictures never look like they do in person, and I have 2 clients in the salon.
Right.
However,
You're busy.
I bought a better camera. I learned how to use it. I had it for 5 years.
Yeah.
I finally learned how to use it. I'm like, why wasn't I using this?
The younger generation knows how to take pictures.
Yeah.
They do.
But some of them don't. But here's the deal.
Right.
You can go on YouTube, how to trick out your iPhone so you get better lighting.
True.
How to change the aperture, the exposure.
True. I never even thought of that. You just enlightened me right now.
So you go in there and there's different apps you can add so that if you have any shadows or background light, it eliminates them. I'm not saying edit the photo. You should not edit your work because then you go back into what we talked about before. Then you're going to attract clients in your chair and you're not going to be able to keep them.
Right.
So don't edit your work. But I'm saying there's ways to manipulate your camera and the things that it can do to make your photos look better. So it's more attractive and appealing to clients who are scrolling. And I like video. I'm a video content person. I believe in that's where I excel at. Some people don't excel in it. You may excel at blog writing. It's not dead. You could write tips on how to, shampoo your hair or the 5 best shampoos that you like in a blog that you can attract a customer with. If you don't like to be on video, if you don't like to take pictures, you can still get content out there that proves that you're a valuable stylist and you're knowledgeable, that you're an influencer in the industry without being a photo taker or an Instagram celebrity. You can have a blog that you can direct your clients to. Then you build an email list. Then if you ever move a salon or you come up with a product line, you email those clients, you let them know your hours. There's so many ways to communicate nowadays that we didn't have.
We didn't have it at all.
It just wasn't
we
there.
had to go and speak to people.
So for any stylist who's watching this, or you have a friend who's a stylist and they're discouraged, you have no idea how easy you have it. And I mean that in the most sincere, polite way. Like, stop being a little baby. You literally have the world at your fingertips right now in this industry. You can go from nothing, no clientele, to a superstar in a year.
Yeah, probably less. I mean, I went to go see Gary Vaynerchuk one time talk, and he was saying how some people say social media is the devil, and then there's the opposite who says it isn't. And I think he was on Fox News. I think Kelly and I forgot whatever his name is, Greg Kelly, and he was saying how he won't let his children on social media. Yeah. And Gary was like, well, think about the kid who doesn't have any friends, who's the introvert. He probably goes on social media to make friends and to see what's going on out in the world. So there is a positive for social media, and there's negatives like everything else in life.
Everything else.
Right.
Well, here's the deal. If you're a parent, right, and you don't want your kid to be on Snapchat, but you also don't interact with your child, you let them lock themselves in a room for 15 hours, fucking be a parent.
Right.
What kind of parenting are you doing when you don't pay attention to your children? You're too busy yourself scrolling around on your phone, watching porn, looking at TikToks, watching Netflix. Like, you're watching a 10-hour Netflix marathon, and your child's locked in a room. Right. That's why they're getting engaged with Snapchat, and they're being scouted out by these pedophiles.
Well, they're doing the wrong thing on them. I mean, I won't let my child have a Snapchat, but she has.
But here's
TikTok,
the thing: you can monitor all that.
And I meant monitor everything.
Listen, I get it. There's algorithms that cater to certain kids and certain likes. But if you're a parent, you're on top of it. You're doing your kid a disservice, and you're doing yourself a disservice by saying, "No, I don't do social media."
Right.
Well, unfortunately, it's not going anywhere, and you have to learn it and understand it, because your kids' friends are going to have it.
For sure.
Right, and you're not going to stop it. It's not going anywhere. It's literally
a few years ago when TikTok, I don't know how long it's been out for, a few years, 4 years ago. A young girl that worked for me, she's like, Frank, you have to be on TikTok. The salon should be on TikTok. I have no idea what it is because it's a hot new thing.
She's right. Gary Vee's been saying it for
So she's like, you're going to attract younger people, but guess what? Older people our age in their 40s, 30s, and 20s are on it too. So you're going to attract everybody. And they're going to come to your salon. Here's
another thing I tell people. I like to post pictures of everyone I do. You could be an older client, you could be short hair, you could be long hair, you could be balayage, highlighted, red hair. I don't give a shit. I'm going to post a picture of you. You could be 65, you could be 75, you could be 25. If I like the work I'm doing, I don't want to do 22-year-old balayages all day. I want to use my craft and my skill to cover your grays.
Right.
And give you a beautiful look, because I'm going to help you land that next job.
Right.
Because when you leave my salon, you feel like you can conquer the world, and that's why we do it.
Sure.
I feel like people pigeonhole themselves right now. only wanting to do one thing.
That bothers me. You know, there's this whole like, you know, the invisible bead extension thing,
Yep.
which is great. I mean, unbelievable service. Hair looks natural. There's, you know, the hair is left healthy. You know, no breakage, like, you know, the old school extensions that they were being done. But like some people just now post that and they want to do that all day long. Only. I couldn't do that. I need to do different things to make my day go on a little bit better.
I think it started with our generation though, but it went a step further. I didn't do perms.
I don't know. I couldn't roll a perm for the life of me.
No. I can roll a joint. I can't roll a perm.
I can't roll a joint either.
I can't roll a joint either. No.
I can't roll a joint either.
But I couldn't roll a perm. I think from our generation, that was lost, right? So I can't do a roller set either.
I can do a roller set.
I don't think I do a roller set right now.
Yeah, you could.
Maybe I could.
100%. You could.
Yeah. But I do highlights. I do short haircuts. I do long haircuts. I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't good at short haircuts, but you know what? Know who I learned how to cut short hair from?
Who?
Jimmy. George's dad.
Oh,
the
yeah,
barber.
yeah.
We have a barber in my other salon. He cuts Lorraine, a stylist hair. I watched him. He does scissor over comb. He cuts it like a men's haircut, just a longer version.
Yeah.
So, like I said, through experience and education, I was like, wow, I can.
Yeah.
It's a woman's haircut is just a longer version of a men's haircut. It's graduation.
Graduation. It's the shortest form of graduation.
Yeah. So I started putting these pieces together, and now I enjoy it. Had I not kept on pushing and learning and trying to master that aspect of my craft, I would not be able to cater to a big portion of my clientele.
Right.
You know, because now I do my client. She brought her mother into me. Then she brought her daughter into me. So I do the grandma, the mom, and the daughter.
How many generations is that? Yeah.
You know, and I have a lot of clients like that.
And going back to this generation of hairdressers, you have all of that education on that phone in your hand on YouTube.
Yeah, if you're not spending, because you have the screen time, if you're not spending 80% of your time,
Your downtime. Your downtime.
Yeah, your downtime. 80% of your downtime where you're not working behind the chair.
Correct.
Consuming knowledge, right? The other, actually, I'm going to say 50. 50% should be consuming content for hair, for beginners, bettering your craft. The other 50% should be posting and communicating with your people, leaving comments and messages, because that gets overwhelming. I get it. I know in the beginning of this video, we talked about their lack of the ability to communicate. They just communicate differently, right? They communicate socially through platforms and through messengers and through DMs. However, you do need to learn how to communicate with a client in person.
For sure.
That's what we're speaking about. I'm not saying you're inept, because it is a lot of work to communicate with all these people. But you need to build that skill set on how to communicate properly. And it's not just, listen, if you're 22 years old or you're 24 or you're 18 coming up in the industry, it would behoove you to learn a little more than whatever your interests are. You need to broaden your horizons so when that older clientele comes in the chair, you can talk about accounting. You could talk about what's going on in the stock market. You could talk about what's going on in fashion. You could talk about what's going on with cars. So your knowledge base, what you should be able to articulate and speak about should be very broad, because that will also lead you into that consistent clientele building.
Yeah, building a book.
Yeah, because it's like we said before, it's not just cutting hair, it's personality.
Right. And talking to them and talking about them.
One thing
Remember Armin used to say, talk about their hair. First thing,
Dude,
talk about their hair.
Awesome.
Hey, so what'd you do this weekend? Doesn't matter what they did this weekend. They're in your chair for your hair, their hair. Let's talk about that first.
You know how many times
Let's conquer the consultation first. Then get them to the shampoo bowl, bring them back in the chair, talk about how's your weekend, how was this?
So, all right, so if you have any kind of Millennium, Mevo, you got Mind Body, I use Acuity, plus you have your cell phone, you can put notes about every client. They have a wedding, they did something, there was a birthday party.
They bought a new Jeep Wrangler last
Wrangler.
year.
How's the Jeep doing? When you ask them how their Jeep is, how they like it, and they mention to you in passing, and you put it in your notes, and they'll be fucking blown away.
No, seriously. I have one client that for like 15 years ago, the kid got a first car was a Jeep Wrangler. 15 years ago, I still remember that. He's like, how the heck do you remember that? I just have it stored into my brain. You know, and he's like mind blown that I remember that. It's just the way it is.
So
you're just building a better bond with your client.
Every client's just as important the second time they come in your chair as the first time they came in your chair.
Yep.
We did a consultation class or a consultation video last week, which is getting posted up soon. And the one thing I brought up was every time they come in your chair, it's like a brand new client again.
Yep.
You have to start with the consultation. You have to
Always.
treat it like they're a brand new client, because what happens is you get complacent, right? And they're not your friend. You can be friendly outside of work. However, when they're in your chair, they're your client. It's professional, and you got to treat it like it's a first date every single time, because you're going to lose them. You would never ever spill your heart out about your boyfriend breaking up with you to somebody you just met, right? So if you have this client and they know you, you're a friend with them. You've been doing their hair for 20 years or 10 years. Don't talk about yourself. They don't give a fuck about you. Right? Your negative things going on in life, if it's something positive, you had a wedding, my marriage was great, here are the pictures, I love my wedding, blah, blah, blah. Hey, what'd you do last weekend? How was your vacation? Immediately flip back at them. Talk about yourself for about 5 minutes, and then, how's your son doing in school? Hey, how's he doing at baseball? I remember, you put him in the...
It's always about them.
That's it. And people love talking about themselves. And no one loves talking more about themselves than a stylist.
Yep. Yeah.
How many times do you walk by somebody?
Yep, they love talking about themselves.
They're doing someone's hair, and they're talking about their breakup and how their boyfriend didn't call them, and their ex-boyfriend called them. I'm like, holy shit.
I went to a social media class before I opened my salon. I went to New York City. The Gary Vee was there, as I mentioned before. I saw him. But another topic was brought up about the generations of stylists. So the younger stylists who are like in their 20s and 30s always talk about themselves, and the older ones, 30s, 40s, 50s, they get it. It's about the client. You talk about them always. That's how it goes.
And if you don't know what to talk about the products. What are you putting in your hair?
Yep.
Well, I'm putting this in your hair because your hair feels a little dry today. I use this.
Tell,
shampoo
don't
on you.
sell.
Yep.
Tell, don't sell.
And so Frank in the beginning of this video brought up selling products and retention rate. It's not because I want to sell clients on products. Yes, it's part of our business. But it's also because I'm educating them. I want their hair to look just as good today when they leave here as it does tomorrow. And if I can build that trust with you, you're going to buy something from me. And right there, they bought it. And when they go home and use it, and it works, wow.
Well, when they buy it, you've gained their trust. You know you got them.
And if you didn't sell them shit, you sold them a good product.
Right.
And if there's an issue with it, one thing I'm starting to do now, which I've never done in the past, I always said I want to do, is a follow-up call for new clients.
Yeah, people do that.
Yeah.
Or follow up handwritten letter.
Yeah.
People do that.
I like to call, hey, how's the shampoo?
Not a DM on Instagram.
Nope.
A written letter.
A handwritten thank you letter.
Yep.
That's huge.
Huge.
You get their
For
address.
sure. 100%.
Yeah. I have the email system here where I'm going to start, I implement that. But I like the phone call because my handwriting is like a 3-year-old. So.
We're a lefty. What do you do?
It'd be really
Chicken
bad.
scratch.
I write across it.
Right.
But I call a client, and you know what? The next time she comes, she's like, thank you. I never got a phone call from anyone before. Yeah. I just want to check on her hair, that's all. See how everything was. Because a lot of times they won't use the product right, and know what it does. It sits on their shelf, and they'll never buy from you again.
Yep. For sure.
And they have 10 products home. So one of the things that I like to do with them is bring in all your products. Next time you come in, bring everything you have. Let me see what you got. Let's go through it. I'll book an extra half hour.
It's a great idea. I'll teach you how to use them. I'll tell you what not to use, what to use.
When to use it, how to use it. This is great for the winter. In the humidity, it's not going to work for you. Things like that. So what advice would you have to give to somebody who stumbled across this video and they're contemplating hair school right now?
Honestly?
Don't do it.
Don't do it. I mean, if you want to get hair, there's a video on YouTube called Reset. Howard McLaren from Bumble and Bumble, now he's with R&Co. He's a narrator and I think producer and director of this movie. It's a documentary about the hair industry.
Yeah.
And how it's failing us because the curriculum is so old. Nobody wants to do finger waves anymore. Nobody gets roller sets. Nobody gets perms. So, yeah, do it. I'm kidding. Do it to get your license.
Yeah.
But everything you learn is from us in this place, in this salon. Everything you learn is from, and you have to understand that you have to find a home, meaning salon, because your work is your home or away from home, that's going to provide you with the education to make you better and to be the best at your craft and to be comfortable behind the chair and everything we're talking about today.
Do you still think it's important for people to learn finger waves and perm sets and perm rods and roller sets and all that stuff? Pin curls?
I don't think so. I don't.
Do you think it's important for dexterity in their fingers? to almost learn how to manipulate the hair.
Maybe if they're going to be doing
Updos and things like that.
Runway shows and
Finishing work, like a lot of like
different things,
wedding,
avant-garde things, for sure. But
everyday stylist life.
no. If I opened up a beauty school today, you automatically, you have to learn the the basics, like all the bacteria and the
Hygiene, chemistry.
Right. But if it was an 8-hour day of school, 6 hours would be cutting and coloring, and the 2 hours would be the hygiene and the.
It's pretty simple. You drop a comb, put it in the barber side, you're done.
Done. Yeah. Actually,
Pick your nose.
You can't
wash your hands.
even pick up the comb. You got to leave it and pick up another comb from the barber side. That's how crazy it is.
So,
might as well put a mask on the comb.
So if you're in hair school and you're watching this and you're discouraged right now, put a mask on, and you're discouraged right now, just get through it. Get through the BS. State board set. Your true education starts
here,
like you said, at your home away from home in the salon. I know Frank's got an amazing education program.
Well, I do haircutting classes every other Friday night.
See, my thing was I learned by doing it. Like I never had a really true education because I went from Hair Vision to my first salon, which is amazing. But I was behind the chair in 6 months of hair school.
Yeah.
I started doing hair. Then I went to Armin's. I went to Salon D.
Yeah.
I was like in a nice salon, just winging it, watching people do it. And
you winged it because you had a good personality. You're a good-looking guy. So remember that pie chart you were talking about before?
I was 80-20 at that time.
100%.
But my color, for whatever reason, remember Alexis?
You had a sister that works in the business.
Yeah, so my grandfather was a barber. It's in my blood. And then, but I never had true education. So I have a whole curriculum I'm putting together now on how I figured out how to do haircuts. There's a girl, I forget her name, I can't pronounce it, it's on Instagram, I probably sent her to you. She breaks down like haircuts, short hair pushes long hair, over direction. There's really 3 different haircuts you can do. Either hair goes away from the face, towards the face, or it's square. Triangle forward, triangle back, and square. And she breaks down haircutting amazingly. That makes sense to me. Venus Assumes didn't work for me.
Okay.
I just watched the videos. It just didn't click. I didn't like the whole elbow.
Everybody learns differently.
Everybody. But now, because I figured out my own system, when I watch those videos,
now you figured it out.
I go back to those techniques.
Yeah.
So it's like Bruce Lee said it. When we first learned, or whoever said it, before you learn martial arts, a punch is a punch and a kick is a kick. You don't know what the hell they're doing. As you're learning it, it's a right cross, uppercut, a jab, a front kick, a side kick. And then after you master everything, punch is a punch, a kick's a kick.
Right.
It's like
second nature.
Second nature. Why did I cut this way? Well, because I felt like the hair needed to be cut that way. I felt like I needed to over-direct it because of how it was falling just now.
Right.
And then the pieces of this puzzle click. So for those of you in hair school, to get rid of this long rant and end the rant that I just went on, it's going to get better for you. You're not going to be doing perms and finger waves forever. You're going to actually get in a salon.
I'm probably never going to do them.
Maybe not ever.
Ever.
I think...
With social media and everything, like you just said before, you can find your niche and do your cut, color, balayage, highlights. Baby lights, that's the new term now.
For thin highlights.
It was just a lot of thin highlights when I was when I was a kid.
Was it your platinum card?
Yeah, right?
Your platinum card?
Unbelievable. Baby lights. What the frick is a baby light?
It's a little baby light.
Dude, seriously, what the fuck's a baby light?
It's just, it's a cool term to tell clients, baby lights.
It's just a lot of fine highlights.
That's all it is?
That's all it is. Why the fuck we have to reinvent the wheel?
You know what's funny is I was doing baby lights
1998, 99, yeah.
My whole career because I like
Cecil Diaz used to do 1,000 foils in somebody's head. And he was getting probably $185 then.
Really?
Yeah. Now you could do the same thing for $500.
It's wild.
It's crazy.
It's a lot of work. And product's expensive now too. Product's through the roof.
Well, products have changed too. They put beeswax in the lightener to make it healthier for the hair. So which means they put more product on, more saturation. Whereas back then they didn't have any bond builder.
No, you got BW2,
right.
bleach.
All you needed was a tiny bit on the brush, and it lightened, no problem.
Dude,
maybe it broke the hair off.
One to a level 10.
Right.
13 minutes.
No problem.
Done.
Out.
Foils coming out.
Gone.
With the hair, chunks coming out. But you have anything else to add?
I have a lot to add.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to do this again?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What, other than what we spoke about, anything else you want to
Old school, new school. Baby lights, term, gotta go.
Gotta go.
Hate it.
Highlights.
It's just highlights, dude. It's
Fine
a lot of
highlights.
fine highlights. Why would they reinvent the wheel? Why? It's a whole new school, old school. It's fun. What's fun about it?
It's I don't want to come with a new term.
It's a new term.
It's like balayage, hair painting.
Well, balayage is a French word to
Yeah,
paint.
the sweep.
The
Means to
sweep.
sweep.
Yeah. Okay. Great. It's been around for this.
I do love when they call it balayage.
Balayage is the
I'll
product.
get a bottle of shampoo.
Yeah. Can I have the balayage? Yeah. Sure. You could buy it at CVS. Get the coupon. Get 30% off.
Oh my God! So these terms, the terms are great,
It's all new school. Well, I'm not used to it.
but the clients love it.
Clients love it.
How many clients love? Is this balayage? It's just means I'm highlighting your hair.
Yeah. Hair painting, balayage, foliage. Come on. The fuck's a
Doing
foliage?
I'm painting inside of a foil.
Right.
Teasy lights.
Teasy lights. Drives me crazy. Drives me nuts. Teasy lights. Teasy lights. Drives me nuts.
The color, you know what it is? Coloring's so creative, right?
It is.
But it's a different dynamic than cutting. I feel like cutting, there's really over direction, graduation, convex layers, concave layers.
Round layers, square layers. Yeah, but you're not doing haircuts. You're doing you're not doing a haircut. You're cutting hair.
You're cutting hair.
Right.
But there's like only a few terms you can really say. You can't make up new shit. I feel like colors make up new shit.
For sure.
Like
100%.
foliage.
Correct. 100%.
What are you doing? Oh, it's foliage.
The great Alan Gallen. Remember Alan Gallen?
Oh, yeah.
I'll never forget it. He goes, your consultations are too long. And I thought to myself, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, you're explaining like what you're gonna do? They don't fucking know. He goes, just tell them that you're gonna give them a great haircut that makes them look great. It's gonna complement their face shape. I said to myself, he's probably right. You know?
But here's the deal. Today, clients come in the chair and they sit down and they're like, well, I saw this video and Guy Tang did foliage on her back of the head, and then he did baby lights on her front. He balayaged the pieces in between the foils and did the low lighted behind the ears to give depth.
Yeah.
This is what I want.
Yeah.
And then you're like, the fuck? Like,
Yeah. Guy Tang.
you're level 1. This bitch is
Yeah.
silver
Yeah.
with black roots. No.
Yeah. You can't
So-
can't have it.
One of the things you need to do as a stylist is also coach your clientele. Don't over teach what you're doing, right? And don't let them tell you what to do. So this is one tip I want to give. Client sits in her chair, she wants balayage because she likes to say the word and her friend got balayage. However, every picture she showed you was foils with like a root melt or a root tap to blur the line of the foils. Don't try and paint their hair because they want a balayage.
No, it's gonna be orange.
Because you're gonna be stuck at a level that you can't get past. And I'm sorry, I see every video like, you gotta put more product on. No, you don't. We live in the Northeast area. We have Italian clients, Indian clients, Colombian clients, Peruvian clients. Our clients are level 2 and 3, sometimes darker, right? Some use box dye. They're never lifting to
lie
a
about
10.
it.
Ever. Never happening. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Jack Martin. It's not gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
No, you're right.
So-
but that is a negative of the new school social media, because these clients are looking at these pictures, they don't understand that their hair can't do that.
No.
So
You have to educate them.
you have to educate them.
Hey, listen, under promise, over deliver. It
Correct.
might take 2 or 3 sessions. If I get it in one session, awesome. I'm not gonna, but don't try and throw 30 volume on their head, put it in foil. I don't care what kind of beeswax, bond builder, Olaplex shit you add to that color, you're gonna break their hair and compromise it.
For sure.
10 volume in water, 20 volume, maybe 30. I really don't go above 10 or 20 in a foil. Ever. I just,
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
As of lately, the lightener I got right now is phenomenal.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know what I do. I reapply if I have to, midway through.
Open it up, put it on.
Yep. And I feel like here's the difference. 10 volume or 40 volume. It doesn't matter what volume you use, you're gonna get the same amount of lift. It just takes more time to get there with 10 volume. It's the lightener that gives you lift. So if you have a 7 lift lightener, you're never gonna get 9 levels of lift, even if you use 40 volume. If you have a 9 level lift lightener, you're gonna get 9 levels lift, whether you use 10, 20, or 30.
Right.
It just takes you 20 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, or an hour. You know? And because if they're not lifting, don't put them on a dryer with 30 or 40 volume on. If you wanna, if you
good.
throw 10 volume on there and to kick it up a notch in that last section, go ahead. But we can go on forever.
Go on for a long
We
time.
got to do this again. Absolutely. You know, this is going to be a regular thing, I think. We're going to have a lot of fun.
I think we're having a great time.
Yeah. We're going to drink some bourbon, smoke cigars, and talk about hair.
Yeah. And roll joints, not perm rods.
Frank, where can people find you online?
I don't know.
On the gram.
I really don't know.
What's your handle on Instagram?
Mine? I don't have any handle on Instagram.
What's your salon's handle?
Craft Hair Studio NJ.
If they wanted to book an appointment, how do they get in touch with you?
Either call the salon or you can go actually on MindBody and make an appointment.
Yeah?
Yeah, or MindBody, you can make appointments
So
on
I can
MindBody.
add links and...
Add the app, you just download the app and make appointments.
All right. I'll put your phone number.
Don't make it with me though. I'm tired and getting old. Make it with somebody else.
Make it with Frank.
Yeah. Yeah, I look great.
You want it with Frank. If you have long, thick hair, book a full baby light.
Full baby light, 3 hours. Yep. I love that.
A blowout.
Yep.
With Frank.
You got it.
He loves it. All right, Frank. It was a pleasure. Minka.
Minka.
I'll see you later.
You
Ladies
got
and
it,
gentlemen,
buddy.
thank you for watching. Any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment box below. You can message Frank at Craft Hair Studio.
NJ.com.
NJ.
Yep.
It's Craft Studio.
Craft Hair Studio NJ.
.com. Or
.com.
on your handle Instagram?
Craft Hair Studio NJ.
Okay. I'll put it in here so you guys can read it, and I'll put it in the description below. And you can reach me at Nick Mirabella or at thewarehouse.salon, and that's my website, thewarehouse.salon. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen,
Salute.
salute.
Cheers.